A very happy new year, folks. I said I'd pop on for about half an hour, have a chat with you just about the game tomorrow against St Miran, 5 o'clock kickoff. It's our last game before the winter break. So I hope everyone had a great new year, whatever you were up to. Just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that watched the podcast on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Instagram last night as well. Fair play to yous. A few of you joined the membership as well. So Kyogo didn't get picked, which is good news for Celtic fans. Good news for the team as well. Obviously, going into a difficult set of fixtures coming up, and the lads are away. We have Hibs away, we have Aberdeen away. Some really decent teams we're playing against. But at the end of the day, every game we play is going to be like a cup final, home or away. So get the comments in. Tell me where you're watching from. Tell us how the hangover's getting on. Have you ordered a bit of grub yet? And how you feeling about the game tomorrow against St Miran. I'm going to tell you my starting lineup. I'm going to go through St Miran's form as well. And we're going to talk about other things as well on the channel. I just done a couple of videos there a few minutes ago talking about players we've been linked. But one or two people are moaning about the way you pronounce the Aberdeen striker. I'm just going to call him Bojan going forward. So just to keep everyone happy. So this is St Miran's form at the moment. They haven't won the 5 games. Last win was the 9th of December against Ross County at home. 0-0 against Motherwell at home. Hearts 2-0 away. They lost. Kilmarnock beat them recently, and then they actually won against Aberdeen. Why am I getting confused there for a second? Jesus, it's mad to think. I just made a balls of that for a second. I thought it was actually 3-0 Aberdeen. I didn't actually keep an eye on their game the other day. I think we're all focused on our own game. That's a good result for them. Stephen Robinson's obviously a good manager. He's done pretty well with them. They're in the top 5 of the league. They gave us a tricky game at Celtic Park on the 1st of November. We beat them 2-1. David Turnbull scored and O scored. O came off the bench and scored that day. I was at it. So, interesting times. No comments in yet, folks, from YouTube, Facebook, or X. Get the comments in. Tell us how you are feeling about the final game before the winter break. Tell us how you're feeling about the transfer window. Are you optimistic going into this? Who are we gonna lose? Who should be gone, sold, contract terminated? Let me know in the comments as well, and we'll go through these particular players and I'll give you my opinion on them as well. So all comments are appreciated and welcome on the channel as well. If you are watching from Facebook, if you can pop over to the YouTube channel, come on the Hoops Celtic and subscribe there. It's free of charge. It'd be really appreciated if you could as well. So the first comment is in June 25. I thought I seen in transfer market it was June 24, unless they gave them the extension onto it, to be honest with you. But if Taylor should be on a new deal already, to be honest with you. Like, look at the likes of Welch, Ralston. They got new deals. Why is Taylor not getting a new deal? Is it a case that he doesn't follow long-term in Brendan's plans? Or are we looking at another let back? Because I could see Berda Bay more likely will be gone in this window. I know there's interest from Italy. I don't know what particular clubs in Italy are looking at him, but I seen there was interest there from Italy anyway. So see what happens with Alessandro Berda Bay. The right back situation, you know, Ralston domestically is good. He does it. He can do a job. Some people are questioning AJ the last couple of games, saying he doesn't look fit. He's off the boil, and I disagree. I think he's been a really good player since he's had to coming into the club. Since it's literally been a year since he's made his debut. That was against Rangers away at Ibrox. 18 months. Still, like 18 months ago, why is he not getting a new deal? Is it a case that we've seen the best of Taylor when he was at Ange's days at Celtic, or is he just on decline? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, they're playing Kilmarnock tomorrow. It's unbelievable, isn't it? I think it's 1,080 minutes since the team who are second place in the league have conceded a penalty. People are asking me, it was actually George, it was yourself, George, was it, that messaged me, emailed me about that statistic? because I know there was a guy that emailed me about it a couple of days ago, and I just looked at it and I was like, oh my God. And I went into the tweet. I was like, Jesus, that's mad to think. So there's 33 people watching. Charlie says, I fear for AJ. He hasn't been sharp since coming back from injury. 100%. That injury, the Gold Cup he picked up for Canada, just, I don't know what's going on with him. Like, he's not afraid to get stuck into a tackle. I just feel like he's just, that sharpness is not there the way it was in his, he's 4-6 months at the club. So we'll see what happens. Owen Beck from Dundee, left back's being called up by Liverpool. Not a bad player. I looked at him earlier on before I done a transfer video. I just didn't put him into it. I think Calvin Ramsey will be a good shout. I've said it. I've just done a video recently on it. I think why not? 20-year-olds take it for 18 months at Celtic on loan. I'll be happy with that, and maybe an option to buy if he's never going to be a part of Liverpool's plans long term. Take him in there, You think they've just been lucky? Very lucky. Not me, mate. Well, there was a George that sent it anyway. I think I'll look through the emails and see. Ramsey's had a few injuries. Yeah, he's only played 3 games for Preston on loan, but I think overall, like even when he was at Aberdeen, he was a beast, an absolute beast. Playing a regular, and they got a decent fee for him as well, as far as I remember. I'm gonna go through the team that I'm picking for tomorrow. I know a few of you are gonna disagree, and it's fine. It's fine. It's all tied to opinion. I don't know what the situation is with Matt O'Reilly. Don't know if he's got stitches in his nose, or it's just, just is anything there as a precaution. I don't know if he's going to be on the bench tomorrow or he's going to start. So, and then obviously the lads will be off to the Asian Cup as well. So Maeda will be off to the Asian Cup. Rio will be off to the Asian Cup. Yang will be off. So will O and Tilio as well. So this is the team I would play tomorrow, folks. Now, obviously, Naroski will come in for Welch if Welch is not available. It looks like obviously came off of that injury. It looks like the injury to his arm. Scales has been solid. You don't drop Scales. Taylor plays left back. I can't believe I actually got that wrong. I'm actually snapping because I thought his contract was up in the summer. But 18 months left. He still has a point to prove if he wants to be a Celtic player beyond these 18 months. AJ, we just talked about. Some people feel like he's lost the sharpness. I feel he has lost a little bit of sharpness, but physical, he's doing well. He's not afraid to get stuck into tackle. It's just maybe he just needs a bit more game time and he'll get there, The injuries can mess up players, but I think I have full faith in AJ that he'll be back to the level we seen when he came into the club, that 4-6 months. Callum McGregor, obviously, defensive midfield. I don't know what the situation is with Tomoki Owata, folks. I honestly don't know. And Bernardo, I've dealt with Bernardo, as I said. I've been Bernardo's biggest critic on probably of all the Celtic YouTubers because I just feel like he hasn't stepped up. And then I think in the last 2 to 3 games, he's been outstanding. Been really, really good. That goal, obviously, against Rangers the weekend, what an absolute peach of a goal. Just reminded me of Nakamura for some reason. I don't know what it was, the way he took it. I'd start Rio Atata. Rio hasn't got much game time. You could say Turnbull instead, but I just think why not put Atata in the mix? See what happens. Give him a bit of game time. Give him the first half, and then you could change around and maybe bring, if O'Reilly's available, bring O'Reilly on. O'Reilly's played a lot of games. So is McGregor. So is Taylor. So that's what I'd got. That's the midfield I would go with. Palmer starts on the left, Abada on the right. I'd start Abada just to give him game time. He needs to start getting sharp, and this is the game he needs before the winter break, so he can focus on getting the training up in Lennoxtown, and then Kyogo up front. So Kyogo obviously hasn't been picked for the Japanese national squad, and to be honest, I'm not surprised. Look, Kyogo's been very hot and cold this season, folks. He hasn't been clinical enough, and the goal he took the weekend was unbelievable, absolutely class. And I hope it's the start of Kyogo starting to bang in maybe 15, 20 goals before the end of the season. On this half of the season I'm talking about, quite confident he can do it. So let's see what people think. I don't know if he has broke his nose. That's the thing. Like, I've been so literally so busy flying back from Scotland, looking at what other people have been saying. But yeah, can't mind his name about the big chap. Live. Is he who are we talking about? I haven't seen. Ah, Kevin, how are you? How are you? But as I said, we have a bit of depth on the bench now with midfield. You could play Turnbull. If Turnbull's going to go this month, give him one more game or whatever, move him on, get some sort of feedback from him if you want to sort of pre-contract with a club, and then let him ride out his last 6 months at the club. All means, there's a divided opinion about David Turnbull, and I know a lot of people would like to keep David Turnbull, but have we seen the best of David Turnbull? Like, what's the next step for David Turnbull? He doesn't start on a regular basis. His stats are pretty decent. I should have actually a picture of his stats here. This is his stats, folks. 133 games for Celtic, 31 goals, 23 assists. It's not bad. It's not bad considering he's picked up a lot of injuries as well in his 4 years now. Only 4 years of Celtic, and we're going to talk about other players that have been linked as well, because people are asking me about Scott McKenna. Like, Scott McKenna, no chance. I don't want Scott McKenna near Celtic. We were linked to him 4 or 5 years ago. Wouldn't touch him. Have you heard anything about the Ipswich keeper? Nothing at all. Nothing whatsoever, man. I honestly heard nothing about the Ipswich keeper. I know you asked me a couple of days ago about the Stephen. Nothing at all. What I'll do is, because I'm off tomorrow, I'm off work, I'll have a look into him for the depth and look at obviously all his good saves as keepers do. I know they're pushing for promotion. They beat Leicester the other day, didn't they? I know did Leicester beat them? Leicester beat them. I know the two of them are playing each other at the top of the table anyway. So see what happens. If it's the first choice keeper, it's going to be hard to get him, especially if they're pushing for Premier League promotion. So I'll have a look at the Ipswich keeper time to come. But we're not even linked to any other keepers. I know someone said young gun that plays for Scotland. Don't know if it's going to happen with him. Hail, Red Scotland. I haven't seen you in a couple of days. Where have you been? Have you been hiding? enjoying the festive period, were you? Turnbull next step is getting sold or pre-contract for shortly with another team. I think so. I just don't think David Turnbull, dead ball expert class, just does not have the pace. Doesn't have the pace. I'd love to see him go back to Motherwell, to be honest. I don't know if he's probably thinking bigger than Motherwell, his former club, but he might do a job in the English Championship as well. But I just feel like David Turnbull's days at Celtic are done. And I know a few of you will disagree, but I don't get excited when I see David Turnbull come off the bench, folks. There's a goal in him, but like people might say stats talk, but like, yeah, he could ping a free kick. He's good at taking corners. He's good at converting penalties. But there's just something lacking with David Turnbull. Really is. And that was under Lenny, under Ange. I know he scored a couple of goals under Ange. He got a hat-trick under Ange. But just there's something there. It just... See, when he scores, it doesn't seem like he's enthusiastic about scoring a goal. After scoring a goal, it just seems like, it's just a goal, And that's the type of body language that doesn't convince me about a player. That way. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to yourself. Thanks very much for watching the show last night. There's 43 people on Facebook, YouTube, and X. If whoever's on Facebook, if you can jump over and subscribe to the channel, it's free of charge. We really appreciate it. A lot of people already has. That's exactly it, Charlie. You've just said it. You just said it. You just hit the nail in the coffin on that one. What's happening with James Forrest? Should he not be thereabouts? No. James is a legend. Like, you have a bada that's twice the player at the moment is Jamesy. And I'm talking about the last 2 years. Jamesy is very injury prone. He's a legend. Look at, we can't not fault James Forrest's CV as a Celtic player. Is remarkable. I think James Forrest needs to move on at the end of the season. Need to move on. Well, you want to look at this long term. You need to start clearing now. players and start putting you. I'd rather see Rockavate on the bench than James Forrest. Let's be honest. I'd rather see Mitchell Frame being on the bench than James Forrest, because I want to see the youth strive and come into this team so we can actually make these players big players. And I'm talking about players that could potentially maybe go for 10, 15 million. And the only chance we're gonna get these youth players to develop is giving them first team football, you know. So my opinion on James Forrest is, love the guy, really good memories, but I think it's time James Forrest moves on from Celtic at the end of the season. I know he has a contract there, and I don't know if he's vocal enough for it. I think he'd be kept for kept for all the clothing, doing the model for all the clothing. That's about it. But now look, a really good times James has brought to the club over the last 11, 12 years he's played for the senior team. His debut goal against Motherwell when he replaced Aidan McGeady, and I'm very grateful what he done. He deserved that testimony. He's a legend. He really is a legend. But I think it's time you move him on, for the best. I know some people might say, "Oh, he still has a bit left in him," How are you getting on, Nev? Hope you're well over in the Big Apple. Hope everything's going well. Hope you and the family had a good New Year. James, you should get involved in the youth team with Brownie. Well, Scott Brown, obviously, Scott Brown's still on the market to obviously look for a job. He was saying in the podcast recently, he was talking with Tim Sherwood on a podcast. I think it's Tippy Tappy Football, if I'm right. And he was like, that the longer you're over, the more itchier you get to get back into management. And he's only been out. He's only been out about 3 months now since the whole departure from Fleetwood. But look, they obviously went for this guy's was a Sadler from Leicester, the appointment as the first team coach since Harry Keel's left. Look, I wish Harry Keel the very best on his new chapter over in the J League. Obviously, he's gone to a club which Ange knows quite well, so Ange will give him the ins and outs. And I wish Harry the best. I got the honor to meet Harry after a game 8 weeks ago, and I have to say, nice guy, legend in the football. He's a Champions League winner. Not a lot of people can say they're a Champions League winner, So yeah, Harry, wish Harry all the very best. I think he'll, and plus it means that we'll have that connection there with Yokohama Marius as well. If we're looking at players, and obviously I'm sure Dazan and Awata have said good things to him as well about the club, and obviously we went over there as well in pre-season, so he's obviously see the stadium. I'm sure he's probably played there in his career as well, maybe for Australia. So I don't know. I really don't know. So that's just a waffle, just me waffling there. No. We've already replaced that vacancy already, Kaiser. We brought someone in. We brought someone in from Leicester, former Leicester coach. Happy New Year, football edits. I hope you're doing well. Thanks very much for tuning in. I was convinced to win at Celtic Park. Love James, he's been through the emotions the last 3 or 4 years. 100%, Kevin. The injuries he's been through, the managers he's worked under. What many managers he's worked under? Lenny, Ronnie, Brendan, Ange. So he's been there. He's done it. Like, he's helped us with getting the Champions Leagues with some crucial goals and cup finals, semi-finals, the Glasgow derbies. But time James Forrest moves on. That's why I'm wearing the Japan jersey today, to be honest with you. That's why I have it on. But about the whole tsunami thing and the earthquake. So that's why I have the Japan jersey on, not because of the players being called up. I know I'm waiting for 1 or 2 Celtic fans to have a moan. Oh, Keith, it's blue, white, and reds. I've had our own fans moaning at me because I wore the Japan jersey. It's 25. Nakamura's in the back of it. Get a grip, like. Get a grip. Like, people are quick enough to criticize me. They never praise me. I swear. So, let's have a look. Right, let's go through this guy. A simple yes or no. Would you take Scott McKenna at Celtic? 27 years of age. His contract is up at the end of this season. Would you take Scott McKenna? Now, let's be honest. We have Naroski that had to come back into the fold. Welch is injured. Welch is injured. Liam Scales is playing out of this world. Surprising package. We've Carter Vickers there that will come back. And we've Larga Bielka, which is probably a pending transfer, to be honest. So there's a different opinions on this. Scott McKenna's rotten, maybe. No. Nope. I'm afraid a lot of fans have put Goldson in focus. Biggest cheat in Scottish football. Tried to get Bernardo sent off, dragging Elvo along. But that's the mentality. That's the mind games you're playing against, regardless what club. Like, I don't really care about Goldson. I don't really care about Tavernier. I don't care about Rangers. The only reason I put that video up is because you will watch it. I had to make a point. I had to get it off my chest. It's done and dusted. Let's move on to the next opponents. Simple as that. Simple as that. Rather Rocky, same here. No. Yeah, Awate can play centre back as well. And Mikowa Bashi, which he'll probably go back to Japan. He'll probably go back to Kobe. Solid player. Rather take Paul McKenna. Back of tricks. Right. So it looks like the jury's out. Majority of people are saying 90% of these are saying that have commented that he's one go near Scott McKenna. Now this guy's obviously played 100 games for Nottingham Forest. He's a Scotland international. He does turn like a truck, to be honest. He really does turn like a truck. He's injury prone. He's played 5 games this season. I know they've obviously got rid of Cooper, and they brought in Nuno, Jota's our manager. But yeah, to be honest, I wouldn't take him. I don't think we need him. I just don't think we need him. I just think what's the point? Like, he's overrated. Like, no. Now, this is a guy I would like to see come to Celtic. Now, a few years I've mentioned this guy on my channel, and a shout out to the folks that have mentioned him. He's been linked to Celtic for 4 years now. Alfie Doughty, 24 years of age, left pack, plays for good old Luton Town. He's at Kenilworth Road. Transfer value, 4.5 million. Now, I went on the transfer market. I could not find how long his contract is. I wasn't going searching upon article how long he signed him from Charlton Athletic. He looks like a proper baller. I think, it's an upgrade from Greg Taylor. I think we should, if we clear Bay out, you bring Doughty in. You can't just be left with one left back. So I think Celtic will be cute on this one in the market and actually monitor the left back situation. I know that sounds weird for me to say Celtic be cute in the market and monitor the situation, but they need to get it right in this. It's not just planning for 6 months for the title. It's planning long term. You need to get players in. You don't want to be keep getting a lot of loanee players in. Like, it just doesn't work. I want to get past them, I are certainly welcome. Look, at all mine is all opinion. It's not like whatever I talk about is not 100% concrete, folks. It's not 100% concrete. It's simple. I see something on Celtic News now, or I see something on the tabloids I'll talk about, or I see something on a tweet I'll talk about. It's simple as that, where everyone else talks about, And not Fabricio Romero in any way or form. But I think Awate, so do I. I think Awate is pretty decent. I think Awate has really stepped up under Brendan. I know we didn't really get to see much of him under Ange, a bit of an injury and stuff, but I hope Awate gets back in the frame, gets that injury goes, and that's another option in there for the defensive midfielder. It means we can push Callum up as well. So the 73 people watching, folks, all I'm asking is subscribe to the YouTube channel. There's a button there. Go on to YouTube, the same name. Come on to Hoop Celtic, sub. If you don't do it this time around, there's always another time. The only way I'm going to get subscribers is if I ask. Some people naturally subscribe if they're up for it. But yeah, as I said, it's not a sprint; it's a marathon. Subscribers will come and go. I lose subscribers how I pronounce players' names. People just don't like the way I pronounce certain names. They get annoyed and agitated, and they unsubscribe to the channel. That's all right, no problem. Mackenzie, I don't think Maid is getting picked. No, Kyogo's definitely not going to the Asian Games. So The Asian Games starts on the 12th of this month and it finishes on the 10th. So the fixtures we have in there is Bucky Thistle, Ross County at home, Bucky at home as well. We have Hibs away, and then back-to-back to Aberdeen away. You know, do you think the club should be worried in the terms of centre-backs? No, I'm not really worried about centre-halves, to be honest. I'm more worried about obviously getting defensive midfielders in. If we can get more, we get another defensive midfielder in, get offload that Kyogo, happy days. We'll see what happens. It's a great sign that Kyogo's not going, to be honest, because as I said, I don't think he deserved to be picked for the Japanese team because he's been very hot and cold this season. And it means it benefits Celtic for him to put the head down now, work hard, start getting the goals in, extra more games for us. And, he always picks Maeda, regardless. Maeda's a starter for Japan. You've seen it in the World Cup last year. He's a starter. Good conversion as well for Japan. And he scored against Germany as well in the World Cup, as far as I remember. Let's have a look here. Happy New Year. Same to yourself, Graham. I hope you had a good one. Let's see now. Now, this guy we're going to talk about in the channel because I get slated because I can't pronounce his name right, but I don't care. I really don't care because at least I have the balls to get on and do a YouTube channel, not like some people. So let's go through. Should we go for Bojang? Should we go for the North Macedonian striker? I'll give you his stats now, folks, if you haven't seen his stats. Right, let's have a look. The comments are flowing in tonight. Thank you very much, folks, for all the comments coming through. Good to see a lot of active names coming in. Great to see. I hope it doesn't sound like I'm shouting down the microphone as well. Let's see. So, Red Scotland. Just need to remove your comment for just a little minute, but David says, yeah. So 70 games since he signed in 2022, 22 goals and 6 assists for Bojang. I'm just going to call him Bojang. Simple as that. I know that's his first name. Aerial threat, very good. Good holding player, like Giacomakis was. Scored against Celtic, scored against Rangers, scored in Europe. Why not? I would not pay more than 5 million for Bojang, Yeah. 3 million bids. I don't know if we get him for 3 million, to be honest. Like they're banking on 5 or 6 million, to be honest with you, Jim. Chris made a great point there about Doughty, because obviously Luton are trying to stay in the Premier League. It's a struggle for them. They've pulled off a couple of decent results recently. They've given the likes of Liverpool and Man City games and stuff like that. We had a chance to get him 2 years ago, and we fecked it up. But I like Doughty. I've been keeping an eye on Doughty for the last 2 years. I first thought I was like, charting a leg, maybe we should be looking at somewhere else. And then obviously you snapped by them. Luton snapped them, and then obviously Luton got promoted, and they've done well, and then they're trying to stay in the Premier League. 5 million for anyone in the Premiership is a waste of money. I disagree. Like, as I said, he's obviously scored in Europe as well, so I think a lot of people are underestimating him. What about Shankland? And I'm gonna get a hell no off a lot of people. What about Shankland, folks? Let's look at Lawrence Shankland's stats. Like, this is more so for them. I know always gone on international duty with South Korea. Let's have a look at Lawrence Shankland's stats. Where's the transfer? I know he's 28. He's 12 goals this season. I thought he had 15. Wait. No, he actually does have 15 goals. Hey. More than 15 goals. He's 17 goals this season, Shanklin has. I'll just prove it to you now. I didn't count the League Cup ones as well. I forgot about them ones. Right, let's see. Get this up. Yes. No, too slow. No. He's no. Wouldn't take him. He's a Rangers fan. The usual, yeah. Thiago. We were linked with Thiago off that team and Portuguese team. We were linked with him the last 5 weeks. There's been no activity with him. No activity whatsoever. So we'll see what happens with Thiago. So I just want to see if this generates up now. No, it's not generating up, folks. I do apologise. So I want to show you his stats, Shanklin stats. But I'd rather Morosky or Bojang, if you want to say. No, I don't want to touch him. He's too slow. But he scores. He's 17 goals this season. He's done 17 goals. Arsenal want too much for a 28-year-old. 100% he will. Let him sign in for millions. Do you think Seacrest should be playing over Hart? He's a keeper and a half. 100%. I think Hart pulled off some really good saves against Rangers. I just feel like there's panic when Joe Hart gets the ball at the back. I know you usually get panic with any keeper, but it's just with Joe Hart, I just feel like it's pending. I've said this hundreds of times on the channel, good servant to the club, but 37 years of age. Benji, I'd play Benji in goal. You look at Benji playing for Dundee. Some of the saves he pulled off for Dundee. He was the best keeper in the league at one point, Benji. And I was calling for Benjamin Seacrest to be signed for Celtic, and then he came in. I was excited about the signing. When he's seen a handful of games and just didn't work out so far. And I know there's talks of maybe moving to Australia to his misses and stuff like that. But we really need to put the head down and get the goalkeeper situation sorted. Like Scott Bain's only there for the Champions League roster, the European roster. Let's be honest. He done a decent job when he had to come in against Motherwell, and he started the following game. It was against Livy. He started the following game. But like, it's just, exactly. Pull off some cracking saves. Conceding free kicks from Tavernier is unacceptable. And the thing is, I look back and I originally thought when I looked at the game, when I first watched the game, I was like, it's the typical Tavernier. He's going to place it in the left corner. Joe Hart should have known that. And I think it was poor goalkeeper. And people might say, it was the flight of the ball. It was the pace of the ball. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. If you sit down and you analyse this and you're going against a cracking free kick taker like Tavernier, he's a cracking free kick taker. You should know that where he's going to put it into the far bin. It's ridiculous. Leonard's only starting for Real Madrid at the moment because Kepa and Courtois are out. So I just don't know if we're going to get Leonard. Like, I know he's looking for a move away from Real Madrid. His contract's up as well in the end of this summer. It's crazy to say this summer. I remember years ago he seemed slow getting to Griffith's free kicks. I just definitely think we need to strengthen that goalkeeping position. It's beyond a joke. Like, is that the Bowler Clint keeper, David? I'm not familiar. I'll look it up now. Just 2 seconds. 2 seconds now. Apologies. He's Bowler Clint, winger. I knew it was Bowler Clint. I knew there was something. I got the club right, but I didn't get the position right. Did he not shred was a part in the Conference League, if I'm correct? Was he not the guy that was playing on the left wing? If I'm correct saying that. Jordan's playing in Bundesliga now, I think. Lunan is extended to 2025. When did he sign that deal? Must have been only recently they signed a new deal. El Perez forking out a bit of cash, giving him a new deal. So now look at he's the guy with the long kind of hair. Yeah, I'm just looking at him here. Let's have a look. Hold on. Oh, there's rumours coming out again about this guy from Bogland nearly an hour ago. Celts are here at the point up when I was Norwegian right winger. I thought you played on the left that night. He's had a spell at Olympiacos. What's that about? Roma. Is this the same guy? Is this the same guy? I need to read into this and we'll come back to you about this. Did he not? No, honestly, be honest with you, I'm lost with this name, so I'll look into it. Jordan Larson. He plays both wings. We need to think about the home talent. Well, that's what you said. It's like bring Mitchell Frame in the mix, bring Vata in the mix. At the end of the day, the only way these players are going to strive if you start giving them a bit, but it's putting the responsibility on them to shine on the big stage. If it's League or Champions League or Scottish Cup, you need to give them a chance around the team and give them the experience of playing with good class professionals. You know, Messi all day. Ronaldo, look, Ronaldo's a workhorse. Ronaldo, phenomenal player, and the best of all time. But Messi for me, you know, people might say, "Oh, well, Messi hasn't scored this amount of goals this season and all that malarkey." Messi overall was a better technical footballer than Cristiano. Cristiano worked hard to get where he was. Vata is off. Vata is going to go to Sampdoria. Yeah, Vata will go. But that's why I just think he's just holding off. Look back at if it's playing for Scotland. Hart was the goalie. Yeah, the 2-2 game. 2-2. Basically, identical free kicks. That's a nice clock behind you. It's a ball run. It is. That's what it is. It's a drum. Like it. It's nice, isn't it? No, I think if you're looking at another defender, you're looking at getting a left back, maybe potentially another right back. I think Vata looked like good signs when we seen him playing for the team last season. And even when he came on against Hibs at Easter, I think he looked like a pretty decent. And it was who was it against? He played. It was against St John's when he came off the bench as well. CCV's absence was a bit concerning. 100%. Well, there's no Old Firm. Glasgow Derby. It's gonna say. Well, I'd be honest. I was a bit. See, when I knew Carter Vickers was out, I was a bit worried, but at the same time, I was confident that we could get a result. I was just worried that we'd give away stupid goals, and a lot of people don't like that. Rockavara is not better than them. Well, you have to put him in the mix. If he goes, he goes. Let him go. Rockavara is better than Palmer and MJ. No, not a chance. If he was better than Palmer, he'd be playing ahead of Palmer. He'd be on the bench ahead of Mikey Johnson. Let's be honest, Dom. Let's be honest. Brendan obviously has dealt with these players behind the scenes as well. And I was mostly playing for the B team. I think Mikey Johnson will probably go. Don't know who will come in from, but we'll see what happens. So, folks, I'm gonna just do one more recap for the game tomorrow. I'll probably pop on tomorrow night at full time and chat about the results. Nervous. Always am nervous against St Miran. I know they won against Aberdeen 3-0 in Batodry. The first win in 4 games. They were the only team to beat us last season in the league as well. Always a difficult place to go, Paisley. So this is my starting lineup for tomorrow. I just need to remove one of these comments. So this is the starting lineup. I know some people are saying yes, no, it's all tied to opinion. I would love to see Chris play, but he's obviously going to go with Joe Hart, Johnston on the right, Taylor on the left, Scales, Naroski. Naroski obviously has to come in because the likes of Carter Vickers being out, Welch probably still out as well with his arm. Laga Bielka could be in the mix as well. Never know. Callum McGregor, Bernardo has to play. He's obviously coming off confidence of scoring in the Glasgow derby. I'd stick Rio Atate in for a bit of minutes, see how it goes. If Matt O'Reilly is available to play, you start Matt O'Reilly, but I'll go with Rio Atate just in case that if Riley is not there, And then maybe Riley needs a break as well. As I said, we have O'Reilly, we have Atate, and we have Turnbull that can play in that position as well. And I'm quite confident either one of them to come in, I don't know. He's going to have to play in. What's the point of boasting up? Like, what's the whole point of Celtic boasting up Rio coming back from injury if he's not going to play, I won't drop any of the lads. Well, we all know the potential of Rio Atate when he's on form. He's unstoppable. He's absolutely unstoppable. And when he's up and going, when he's pinging them long balls, and when he's scoring, and when he's, like Rio, people forget Rio played left back and right back last season for Celtic in certain games. Like, he is a versatile player. So maybe if he comes on, who's going to get a rest? What, Rio? Rio to get a rest? He's only back from injury. He needs to start playing. What's the point of keeping all these in cotton wool if they're not going to play? Like, there's points on the line here. Points on the line. We can bring players off the bench for 20 minutes, give them a chance. They might come up with a goal. I don't really care about Kane or Lewandowski. He's not ready yet. Well, the only way he's going to be ready if he plays. The only way he's going to start getting sharpness if he plays matches. He's been training with the team since the start of December. So we'll see what happens. It's been strange, our predictions. As I said, I wouldn't mind if it's Turnbull, if it's O'Reilly, or it's Atate. But Bernardo and McGregor have to play. Kyogo plays. I'd start Abada, give Abada a half, see how he is. Or you can bring him off the bench as well. If it's not Abada, Moyeda, he'd probably go with someone else, someone different. He could go with Yang, or he go with Jamesy. Jamesy wasn't in the squad, the matchday squad, obviously, the weekend. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Let's have a look now. This stupid mouse, I swear. Out of my head. Where's the comments? Sorry for a second, folks. Just waiting for these comments to generate up. No, it's not happening. No, the comments are gone. Oh, there we are. Sorry. I'm only quoting Brendan. Of course. Cheers for coming on and giving us a bit of Celtic content this New Year's night. You're certainly welcome. Look, it's not always big cleared out needed. 100%, Dom. I agree with you there. I would clear out Mikey Johnston, let him go. I cleared out Jamesy at the end of the season. David Turnbull, I would get rid of because he doesn't seem like his head's in it. I know he's still scoring, but he's just, as I said, what's going on with him? If Vate is not going to have a chance, get rid of Vate. You get rid of James McCarthy as well. You get rid of Kowabashi. Get rid of Joe Hart at the end of the season. So you're potentially looking at about maybe 10 players to clear out. The deal's off. Where did you see this? If the deal's off, I'll look into it. As I said, I'll look into the former Bodo Glimt player as well that play for Roma. I'll look into that guy as well. See what the situation is there. But to move players out. it's definitely not easy to move players out because you got to think of their personal circumstances as well, that how long's left in their contract, the salary. You know, it's just you can't just go bang bang bang. It's not that easy like FIFA where you can just clear players out. You know, I don't believe, but it's a random website. Let me have a look. Celtic set for the triple January swoop. Oh, this guy Garden, he is overrated. What, like, seriously, I'm sick of hearing about this Matisse Garden, Danish 21-year-old. He is overrated. He hasn't even been capped for Denmark yet in senior level, and they want 7 million for him. Now, there's that Ipswich goalkeeper there you're talking about. I'll look into this one as well. So there might be another transfer video being put up tonight, folks. If not, it'll be first thing in the morning. I'll do a video in the morning. So I'm gonna leave the podcast here tonight. If you can't subscribe to the channel, what's the big source? What, Garden or the Ipswich keeper? It's just on the Celtic boys website. So that's regards to that Ipswich keeper. So have a look there. Good to see Abada back. His goals and assists all over the 2 seasons is immense. Roof nearly came off. The roof nearly came off. That's enough. Calm down, mate. You're going through my bleeding head. You never asked me anything about Celtic. Done. Right. Folks, I'm going to jump off. Thanks very much for popping on. I don't think Matt will go unless it's a 25 million bid from a team. But, like, look, there's going to be loads of rumours. And anything that put up, folks, it's rumours. It's not solid concrete. I might have a source or two, but we'll talk about the players. We'll talk about the stats. Talk about where maybe you could benefit Celtic or not benefit Celtic. So there will be a lot of names getting thrown around on the channel in the next couple of weeks. As I said, I'm not for Rishi or Marmaro. I'm just putting a name out there. We could link anyone to anyone anywhere, but we'll talk about them anyway, right? So, folks, I'll leave it there. Thanks very much, and take care of yourselves.